Hello, good afternoon, welcome to Toffee TV. It is Thursday the 10th of July.
Already?
Already. The last weekend, John, that Everton will be not playing a game of football until September the
international break.
6th, 7th, whatever it may be.
That's the international break, is it?
So after this weekend, Everton every weekend.
Yeah.
So enjoy. It's going to be a very hot one.
Not and die.
Out there and just chill.
This weekend's going to be warm, isn't it?
Yeah, roasting. So just chill out. You will be on the beach. Thierno Barry, done yesterday. Everton confirmed it.
That was a surprise, wasn't it? Come from nowhere.
Me and Ped were saying, though, relatively speaking, it was quite a smooth process. That Everton identified him, wanted him. He had other teams after him. He said he's turned down other clubs because after speaking to David Moyes, he wanted to come here. And Everton got the deal done relatively smoothly, it seems.
Well, yeah, and if you follow a process, which is, you do identification, then you do targeting, and then the sporting guy, David Moyes, says, yeah, I want him, and you send your commercial guy off, or whatever you want to call him, the negotiator.
Chief negotiator.
Mr. Hammond, go get this deal closed, lad.
Yeah.
He goes, done. Okay, we better take some photos then.
Job done.
So that was cool, yeah, and clearly he did have some opportunities elsewhere. So that with Branthwaite, who clearly had opportunities elsewhere as well, is just a bit of a better outcomes than perhaps we've experienced in recent years. So, it becomes a symptom of a better environment, doesn't it? Which is goodness.
Obviously, when he got to the end of the season, it was, can we keep Carl Alcaraz?
Absolutely.
Tick. Can we keep Idrissa Gana Gueye? Tick. Can we keep Seamus, or do we keep Seamus Coleman? Decided yes, tick.
Shall we keep Keane?
Keane was one that I think when they looked around and thought, should we commit money to something else, or can we keep this fella? Tick. And then obviously they've now gone and got Branthwaite done. They've gone and got what is perceived the #1 target done.
Yes.
It seems like things are moving forward. The club seems to be in a better place.
I think so, yeah. And and when we speak to Angus, we'll ask him about it, because he was asked about it at the Leeds, when he used to do the Leeds podcast, didn't he, about how that process works. And clearly it's, he's comfortable in a challenger, sort of natural conflict type environment of, sports guy, which is the manager, wanting everything all the time right now. And someone over here saying we have to get the best deal because actually this deal sets the precedent for how we do the next one, and so on. And so you've got a knowledge, if you will, of how you do things. And he's rolled into this place, he's put people around him, and he's got a damn good manager as well, who, if there's one thing they try and modify in David's default, tertiary behaviour, is we need to be decisive. We can't sit on stuff forever, right? And I'm sure David's very happy with that fella, right? I'm pretty damn sure, I don't know, Ganner and Keane both wanted longer contracts, but they didn't get them. I'm pretty damn sure Branthwaite had offers elsewhere, which might have been bigger pay packets and all that sort of stuff, and he still signed for us. And okay, people are then, if they're trying to be disruptive or negative, we'll talk about release clauses and all those sorts of things. But ultimately, is it flawless stroke so far? Probably,
The only
they've planned the dive to some degree, and they're diving it, so that's cool.
The only sort of slight negative was obviously Kenny Tete, who chose to stay at Fulham, but that was just an opportunity. Everton give him an offer, and he decided to stay where he was. So that's fine. That happens in football. I
agree, and again, that could be, you just called it, a negative. But if the process was he's coming to us for 50p, and then Fulham think, we were hoping to get him for 45, but we don't want to lose him, so we'll offer him the 55 he said he wanted, and then he comes to us and said, I'll still come to you lads, but they've now offered me 55, and we go, no. So it's not a negative totally, is it? We had a view about what we were prepared to do to get that deal over the line. When the ante was raised, Fulham paid it and we didn't. And incumbents, getting players out of a club at a renewal point like that is always harder, isn't it, than doing it for different reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if even if he did decide to stay, he can't be. Everton have offered him a contract.
What we think is fair.
Yeah, the lad's comfortable playing for Fulham, living in London,
and he
knows
just
the
wanted
manager,
his money, yeah.
and has got a better offer than maybe what they given. So I just go, okay, that one didn't work, but you know, the next one might. So.
But if we really wanted it, we might have tested a resolve about money, mightn't we?
Possibly, yeah. But he might have still wanted to stay. No,
that's what I mean. So it's not it's not 100% negative.
No pressure at Fulham, mate. Play your football down there.
Yeah.
You know, you're in London.
Absolutely.
No one really cares if you win or lose, it seems. When you score, they just go.
Well done, yeah.
So that's fine.
No, you're right.
Nice environment.
All those here is intense.
Look at Iwobi. Iwobi's having the time of his life because there's no pressure on him. He can just play footy. He's got a manager who he likes. The fans appreciate him. Good luck to him.
Meanwhile, he could have been here though, you know, in front of a sellout crowd for a friendly.
He could have been, but we are a little bit more critical than and a bit more demanding than what Fulham
that's what us fans. Us as in football fans, not necessarily Everton fans, but it applies. Yeah, it's recognised. There's other criteria, isn't there?
Yeah,
you know, and everything from I don't have to move house to I don't have to go up to the frozen north. You know, all sort of thing all comes into play, doesn't it? You know. But yeah, so far so good.
So
work to be done though.
Well, I was going to say
we're a bit light on numbers, aren't we?
With that in mind,
yeah,
Everton next sort of target. What area are we looking? Is it the fabled right winger for you? When you look at them holes in the squad, and there are quite a few, is it?
There's a couple of things here, right? Because we always do I do anyway. The couple of things thing. I don't think these are serial. I'd be really disappointed if they were serial. You know, as in, oh, we've done that one now. Let's move on to the second one. Yeah. So these things are happening in parallel. Right, so we all know as fans, I think we've all settled on it, haven't we, around the roles that need to be filled, and there's some priority around that, right, which is your demanding need for a very quick right-sided player. So that's on the list, isn't it? Yeah. People then start to get different views about whether you prioritise a left-back over a right-back.
Yeah.
I'm with you, left-back, because I think we have cover on the right, and then you're talking about perhaps a really effective, this is me now, I don't think we talked about this one, but a really effective DM type player, and or who's going to fundamentally who's going to do the role that Decore used to do, that sort of thing. Yeah, well, box to box, you know, all that sort of stuff, and that those things should be progressing. If that's just three, and it's more than three, isn't it? If those things are progressing in parallel, then we shouldn't get all uptight as fans if the next one that comes out the pipe isn't the right winger. It just means it progressed easier or quicker or both, yeah. But yeah, if we could pull off the magic trick of the two primary areas you think you want, which is a centre forward and a right-sided pacey player, and they're the first two that pop out the pipe, that'll take a lot of pressure off, won't it?
Absolutely.
But I can't imagine a huge amount can necessarily be done when you're going overseas, and so I think we'll perhaps go to we're light in Scotland, aren't we? It's how light will we be when we go to the States, because there's one thing having pre-season and losing to Minnesota or somebody because they're fit and you're not. It's another thing going and playing Premier League clubs and getting turned over. So they will be, those games, far more competitive just by the very nature of which league the opposition play in, and we don't want to be totally undercooked. So a few weeks to actually get others over the line.
Well, we go 2 weeks today, Everton.
It's 2 weeks today,
is it? 2 weeks today when we go. I think Everton go either
next week,
yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
So it's that week we go, but I think it's the early part.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah.
So they've got less than,
so.
11, 12 days to get, in my opinion, 3 players in at least.
Okay.
At least, so they better get the skates on. Because right now they're going to be going to the States with Jordan Pickford, no other goalie. Harry Tyler, or take one of the other kids.
I think they might have to be pragmatic and recognise, we're targeting, but how many players do we take and fill the holes with kids?
It doesn't work like that, though. Me personally, my view on that, if I was sat with someone from Everton who were going, this is what I'd be saying, well, again, you're underprepared then. You've had a long time to prepare for this.
I agree.
And you're telling me you're going to get on a plane and go and play in a Premier League level trophy with half a team of kids, where you're probably going to get battered. It's not a good look. That's not a good look. So I'm saying this is what I think.
Which is why the fun is around serial behaviours is, and we can't explore this until we, I suppose, get Angus in the room, but doing stuff in parallel means that you only have a certain amount of resource. You've got to trust, if you like, what's happening on the left isn't going to have your best man on it because he's dealing with the thing on the right. And so it's all around consulting informed behaviours. Have you got basically bandwidth? Now, it will be interesting to discover if your question was almost about it being serial. And if it is really serial, then that is an inhibitor, isn't it? Because that says when you chuck it over the fence to the negotiator, how many deals can he negotiate at the same time? And where are the priorities set? Right? So I'll ask you a question if that's okay. If we only added one before we get on the plane, what position do you want it to be?
Right winger.
Absolutely.
It's got to be.
So when it pops out, if it's serial, we want it to be that.
What I'm saying though is you've got one goalie, so
that's the
So it's going to be a young keeper. Oh, yeah. I mean, Mark Travers, it looks like from Bournemouth, but if it was, I'm saying right now, if they were getting on the plane this afternoon, it's Jordan Pickford and Harry Tyler, isn't it? And then one of the younger lads, see George Pickford's there, and the other the kid. Right back, we're okay. We've got James Coleman, we've got Jake O'Brien, we've got Nathan Patterson. That's fine.
Centre backs,
no problem. So centre backs, not sure whether Tarky will be fit. We'll see. Doing stuff, but we've got Brantwaite and we've got Michael Keane and we've got Jake O'Brien.
Left's a hole.
Patterson. Miko's there for the left, but there's one.
Yeah. So
okay. One. So you could argue if Moyes was sat here, he might go, well, "What's your problem? You've got there's our." Okay, Tarky might be a flip of a coin. It'll be O'Brien. Will O'Brien finish the season? Centre back, Brantwaite, Michaelenko. So we've got a back four. Fine, no problem. Midfield, we've got Adrissa, we've got James Garner, Timmy Abunam, Harrison Armstrong.
I was going to say Harrison Armstrong will go, won't he?
Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah.
You might argue. So we 5.
Call them midfield.
So Moyes would go 5 midfielders. Okay. Left, Njai, Dwight McNeil. On the right, no one.
Yeah.
Now Moyes might go, okay, Dwight McNeil on the left, Illiman and Jai on the right. And then we've got Beto and we've got Chimiti and we've got Thierno Barry.
Yeah.
We can name a team.
Yeah.
But our subs are going to be really, really light, aren't we? So for me, ideally, you'd want a midfielder and a right winger. If I'm being perfect about it and going, I'd be really good, it'd be 2 right wingers, a midfielder and a left back.
But you want all that done in a week?
11, 12 days.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen.
Probably not.
But definitely got to have a winger in place. I can cope with the midfield for now, if you tell me we're going to get a... Everton should be able to do a deal for a winger, at least one winger, by the way.
So who do we think...
In 11 days. They should, shouldn't they?
Who do we think that's
Because if we're going to say it's a week to keep doing a deal for one player,
shouldn't be,
we're going to run very close to the bloody window finishing, aren't we? Where we're still going to be trying. So I'd like to think that
who's the most likely right winger then?
I don't have no idea.
Because there's no rumours, is there?
Generally, no. Well, there's lots of rumours and no rumours.
No, I mean real
in
ones.
The same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, ideally, I want Bakayoko, but it looks like Forest will get him because they're negotiating where we don't seem to be in the picture for that. Don't understand why. There you go.
Maybe because it's in the process, he's already specified a preference, maybe. European football, whatever.
Tim Weyer did that, and then when he sold to Forest, he went, I'm coming there.
Yeah.
Forest aren't as attractive as people paint them as, don't get me wrong. They've done brilliantly. And if they do it again this year, then you go, actually, they're changing.
No, I'm with you.
Everton should be looking at that. Now, David Moyes might be like, I don't like him.
But if we do that prioritisation thing again, right, about not prioritising for the whole window, but what we need in place to go to the States, per se, right? Putting words in your mouth. A right-sided midfield player. Yeah. A central midfield player. And a left-back. And a keeper. So that's 4.
The left-back, I can live with.
This is your sunny day plan, right?
Yeah.
If you then prioritise them in order, then you might say right-sided, goalkeeper, centre midfield,
I'll ask you the different way.
Okay, go.
Right, the different way is, what starters do Everton need? right now?
Yeah,
What starters do they?
And a manager will want his perceived starters there from day one.
That's it. So
that means that your
should-
priority then
There's got to
is
be a
the
right
right-sided player.
Because again, the back four, give or take Tahi, is
itself.
what did last year was a Champions League level number-wise defence and the goalie. So he's not worried about his back four. Fine.
And he's got some cover. Yeah.
And there's a bit of cover. And if Mikalenko doesn't play all the time, Patterson can go and cover at left back, whatever, because he did. He played against Arsenal. It's not ideal. It's not what you want, but he can do the job. Midfield, Garner and Garner, they played some games together. Irabunum's banging on the door. He wants to have a little go in there as well. Charlie played there and was very good, and where Decore played, not really worried about that area, but okay. And Jai's our first choice off the left. McNeil's a good sub. He's there. And if we started the season with our normal back four, Adrissa and James Garner
back
in the
five,
middle.
Keeper. Yeah.
Adrissa and James Garner in the middle. Charlie in front of them. Illiman and Jai on the left. And
one of the three.
Beto would be Beto up front, I imagine, because he, I'm talking about if he was picked.
Sure.
Still a huge hole on that right. There's a massive hole.
So
and people will go, put Dwight out. No, stop.
So there's your priority, right?
Mm.
I'm guessing because we're playing the game, if you put words in my mouth, then I put them in
Go
yours,
ahead,
right? You would be surprised if the priority, notwithstanding one out, one in type thing, hence Barry, was a right side, because we've talked about it forever, a pacey right-sided player. If that's our priority from day one, then that's the most progressed.
Yeah, well, it should be.
Notwithstanding the elapsed time for the calibre of player we may end up with might be longer than it would be for another player, right? Because you've got competing bids. So you back it out, what's his name? The fella you
Bakayoko.
Him.
Shouldn't forget is we've had the Bakayoko before.
I know. But
didn't work out great last time.
Yeah. He wore nice jackets, right? He may be right in the crosshairs. And we are controlling the narrative a little bit better than we have done in the past.
Yeah.
And that might be, I want to go and look at football. Okay, go, lad. Yeah, but guess what? We're bigger and better.
But you're right, you might say I want European football. Forest are in Europe.
Yeah.
But Everton, for me, they've got to target that. Got to.
And they've got some, they being Forest, will presumably be thinking of shipping one out to ship one in, won't they? So funding's less of an issue as well.
See, Everton, before the window shuts, need two right wingers.
Yeah.
They need a real pacey one. And they don't need, but I would like maybe Tom Fellows who's a really good cross. We've got a really good header of the ball now in Barry.
So you want to cross.
So get a really good lad who can cross a ball, can beat a man.
That's 6 weeks away, yeah.
Right? So within that, but he to me is my backup right winger. He's me one coming into battle. I want my first choice one. And the first choice one has either got to be someone like a Kubo who's been linked with Everton, who's tricky, is not slow by any stretch,
but not the blinding.
Got goal, but he's not. Or it's got to be someone who's really, really quick, who you can play the outball to, and we're away. And that's got to be. And if Everton don't come up with that, that'll blow my mind.
I think, no,
it really will, because I'll just be like, what are we? Is there something written in Finch Farm that you cannot buy a specialised right-sided player who's quick? Because it'll be crazy. And then, it throws up things like James McAtee, well, really talented footballer, be brilliant, but he's not quick.
No.
So where's he going to play? Are you getting him to play through the middle or off one of the sides? Or is he going to be, if Adrissa's there, is he going in that midfield that way? Is that how we're trying to craft it? Do you know what I mean? I'd have him all day long. Jack Grealish, but I think he'd be a late loan if you were getting him. It still doesn't address you want that pace.
It's more left-sided as well, isn't he, Grealish?
But he can play off the striker. He's not going to play on the right. He's off the left or off the striker.
I think the cumulative effect of today, we say it's 6 weeks away. Yeah. Before we go, while we're in the States, it becomes 4 weeks. Right? And if you are prioritising and you haven't closed stuff out, then while you're in the States, it becomes a bit more difficult. Notwithstanding, if we're in, let's call it negotiation phase, the manager's done his bit. Go get me that player I've told you I want, sort of thing. But if you capture any injuries while you're over in the States, then you then start compromising what you try to do because your need appears greater than it was and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I think going back to my view, which is the pragmatic one of, if it takes longer than 10 days to get deals over the line, it takes longer than 10 days to get deals over the line, right? So what do you do if you can't get them over the line? Yeah. And that's where I think they'll end up taking a number of kids with them, whatever that means. Whether they're kids
they will anyway,
like,
won't they?
yeah, no, but whether they're kids like Harrison Armstrong, who's had some Premier League exposure, but has been
Well,
played.
he's going because the manager said he's considering him for the first team. For this
Absolutely.
season, so
He's
got to
deciding
go.
whether you are going to go out on loan again or you're going to stay here, right? And as you said, even though you talk about starting 11, you know, you can put a team out. You don't want them playing all 3 games, all of them, do you?
No, because you've got to rotate. Because
Yeah.
you're getting everyone up to a base level.
That's right.
Okay, ultimately,
It's a super training camp,
yeah,
ultimately.
and ultimately, the 3 games don't mean anything.
No.
Of course they don't.
No.
But by the same token, we were in America 3 years ago. We got beat 2-0 by Arsenal, and we got pumped 4-0 by Minnesota. We didn't see a goal. Everton looked terrible.
Yeah. And the season
And
followed.
therefore, we started the season really
Yeah,
poorly.
I think your pacey right winger makes his debut against Man United. There you go.
Got to.
Yeah.
In fact, no, forget Man United. Makes his debut against Bournemouth. He's got to.
No, I get
The
what.
first game.
I get
in
what
the
we'd like it
MetLife,
to be.
Get your shirt on.
My prediction is it's for the Man United game. But
Then
let's see.
Then for me, that will be a little bit of a failure.
So there's
I
a
have to
query
say
then,
that.
isn't
I
there?
have to say
You
that.
know, and let's say when, not if. When we speak to Angus, we can say what happened there then, sort of thing. Because
No, there's more than enough time. There's
it's not just us trying to do things, though. Baz.
16 days.
No, but it's not
No, I
just
know,
us
but
trying
it's
to do
one-
things.
But that's an excuse. There's 16 days to get a deal done before we kick off.
Getting
against
a
Bournemouth.
deal done is
For a right
different.
winger.
Is different to getting the deal done that you want to do. And once you go out on tour, no, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. It's just not, as binary, I suppose. If you don't get them done, it all gets harder when you come back.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? And the way the market plays out, if you're ending up arguing about money, you may find you end up paying more anyway.
Yeah, of
You know
course.
what I mean? So fascinating. I suppose we're talking about, so far so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But pressure's on a bit now because there's a deadline, and the deadline isn't the window closing. The deadline is you're getting on an airplane to go to the United States.
Yeah.
You know, and if the Blues arrive a day or two before us, and we're arriving 2 days before a game, then you're into getting ready for games time, aren't you? Yeah.
I think that ideally, if you're coming in as a starter, which is what it'll be,
It should
Then-
be, yeah, absolutely.
well, it's got to be. There's no one in that Everton squad that
We're-
can play on the right.
I was going
There's
to say, we're not
nobody.
going to go and pay a significant amount of money for a right winger who's just going to prove himself. You know what I mean?
The Everton need a starter and a backup.
Yeah.
And neither of them play for Everton Football
That's
Club.
right.
And
I
Jack
agree.
Harrison isn't the answer, because if you're bringing him in as a squad player who plays off the left, fine, no problem. But he's not a right
Because
side.
the danger is down the track you get to with shorter bodies, and you end up taking
Of course.
easy things like
course.
Harrison.
But it's the thing for me is you want the starter in, you want the starter on the plane, you want the starter
It's
being
acclimatising,
around his teammates, because Everton have done this historically. We really have. We'll bring players in once the season started, and then wonder why they're not up to speed till about November. We've done it. It happened when Moyes was here last time.
Yeah.
We didn't have any money. That was why it made things a lot more difficult. With Moyes, we've done it with all of them. We've done it with Martin. And okay, when Martin is, luckily, we brought 3 real quality players in, so they did sort of hit. I mean, Lukaku hit the ground running immediately, didn't he? Shot the winner at West Ham. You know, Gareth Barry, unbelievable block from Etu and we go on and beat Chelsea. James McCarthy was up to so they really hit the ground running brilliantly.
Yeah.
We've had other experiences where players have come in after it and just weren't up to speed for months.
No, I agree. And being blunt here, right, we've got another variable this season, right, which is Potter's going to be in his spacious away team dressing room. Yeah. Having had a quick word with the referee on his way in. Yeah. Saying, this is a neutral venue. They've not played here before. Neither have we. so we can go at it a bit more than we would normally.
Who's going to be in that?
I think he's thinking.
Playing West Ham, John.
West Ham's the third game, but
brain dead.
Bloody hell,
right.
John.
Old age, mate.
Hazily.
Better for me to correct you than
the away manager.
Oh, were you just thinking of the third game? Because Potter's
Honest to God, no, mate.
Potter's about to be sacked.
Yeah,
and he needs a result.
My brain was actually in Brighton.
Yeah.
He was still the manager.
Yeah.
So the away team manager.
Hazily, yeah.
Yeah. Just having that thing, which is it's a neutral venue. Part of our pre-season as fans is that sold-out Roma game shows it's not going to be a neutral
Everton
venue.
v Roma's sold out,
Yeah.
by the way.
It's not going to be neutral, and this place is noisy and all that sort of stuff. So you want players who've got the hang of their environments way before they have to rock up on, on a live TV show for the first ever game at a brand spanking new stadium as well. And the number of minutes that new players play, perversely, I think, statistically in the Premier League, it's not huge. So there is that bedding in, particularly if they're overseas players coming in and so on. So it all leads to get them there soon, doesn't it? And so we end up with the players that we're going to bring in, the right-sided player that we want is never played in the Premier League before. That's another reason why you want them sooner. Get around the club, understand the club, understand the stadium, understand blah, 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 blah. And all that gets compressed, doesn't it, if you don't do it?
I just think it's it would. I'm going to say it now, and they've done it's been really good.
So far, so good.
But it will be a failing if Everton get on that plane without a right winger. For me, that will be a bit of a failing because they've had long enough. It's like your house is on fire and you're just ignoring the fact that one of your rooms is burning. You go, be all right, we'll get to that. It's sound. We've got fireproof doors. It's all right, but it's on. You know what I mean? You just sort of go, la la la. We don't need. It should have been day one. Should have been March, April. This was done. The work ready to go. We stay up. We knew we were safe in March. Right, this is the player we're after, and we'll have this concluded July 1st. There he is with his shirt. Now it's been sorted that with Barry. They sort of got out. It's done brilliantly to get him. Potential and all that, but the right way. I don't believe this, and I don't believe this happens at Everton, by the way. And Steven Schumacher said on the thing, you're spinning 5 different plates at once because everything's going on. So there's not a chance Everton have gone, Thierno, Barry, done. Right, David, what was it? Number 2, right winger. Right, quite clearly that isn't. No. And if this Nick Hammond, who's as good as people say he is, he ain't just phoning Villarreal, is he, and going, my work's done for, he's not Ped. He's not doing one job and going, my work's done. I'll just have a cup of coffee and I'll move. No, he's not doing, is he? He's not phoning.
What's number 2 on my list?
Exactly, he's not phoning one day and going, Villarreal, job done. Yeah. Right, don't have to do nothing. So he should be then phoning Real Sociedad and going, Kubo, what's the odds? And so that's what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping that we sort of are so far down the line with it that it is a case of going, we can pull a trigger with that now. We do because 11, let's be honest, if they go, I'm going to say, let's say the 21st of July, because that's 11 days, a nice number, isn't it? Yeah. They get on the plane on the 21st of July. 11 days to conclude a deal that really should have been going on in the background for 3 weeks anyway. Everton should be able to achieve that, my view. It's more difficult if you go, Moyes looking and goes, know what I think we need? Looking at us here, we're missing a number 10 here. Just from nowhere, and everyone goes, you want to know, right, okay, let's start doing the stuff then. And you're starting that now. I get it. That would be difficult to go, well, we've got to identify him. Then we've got to see if there's any room to get him. Then we've got to agree a deal with him, deal with the club. Then we've got to medical him and all that, 11 days. You could do it, because clubs do it in 24 hours.
Absolutely.
On bloody deadline day.
Absolutely, you can.
But it obviously... Everton should have and I think they have. Everton should be way down the line with all of these deals. And it's can we just finish it? That's what I'm hoping. No, but I will feel a little bit like we failed a little bit.
I can,
just when if they're not.
I can go with that. And, over the weekend I'm going to be writing a couple of articles for our Substack, and one of them is fundamentally going to be, let's call it, I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet, but let's call it the recruitment process without a director of football. Yeah. In other words, how we're doing it, right? Yeah. And what I don't know, and maybe we should ask some of the people we know, that if you start off with identification, you make your decision, manager's happy, go get Barry Cass, From that point
got one Barry, why not get another?
From that point onwards, right,
Yeah.
If we oversimplify it, if they're at a club already, you've got to agree a fee with the club,
Yeah.
which is based on what they want, what you're prepared to pay.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
And then the same conversation with an agent about the player's financial demands, right? When you're doing that process, how long does each bit last?
Yeah.
Because all the identification stuff, targeting, has been done yonks ago, hasn't it?
Yeah.
In theory. The window opened, whatever the date is today, 7-10 days ago, right? That's the period for executing, isn't it?
Well, our window only opened 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Everyone else's window opened 3 weeks ago.
Oh, because of the...
Well, it was open. No, because it opened on the 16th of June, the official transfer window. It was open first till the 10th, then they shut it for 6 days.
Yeah.
Then the official one opened
did it
16th
open?
of
Oh,
June.
did it? Okay.
That's when it
All
opened.
right. So our July first thing is PSR. We'll call it PSR,
so
right?
ours has been
Yeah,
10
yeah.
days.
But-
and we've already got
But
our...
we can still have stuff ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
And in fact, we could have signed deals, just say they're effective from,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and all that sort
absolutely.
of stuff. So you would like to think, if things are going in parallel and the priorities of the club are the same as the ones we have,
Yeah.
that the manager's going, when am I getting my right winger?
Yeah.
I told you yonks ago who I wanted, or the 2 I'm prepared to have, or the 3. If we need 2, I've told you 4 names that I'm happy with. Pay many 2 from 4. And our negotiator guy perhaps is spinning plates,
Yeah.
you know, trying to get the best deals and all that sort of stuff. But what happens generally in commercial negotiation type stuff is you do all that, but when the deadline hits, you close on one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if the deadline, say for Hammond, is next Tuesday, because that's the date we've decided if they're going to be on the plane, that's the day they need to be there, then maybe that's when these things will happen.
Let's see. John, if Everton, it's happened before, if Everton got to America and went, oh, Cuba, it's all agreed, he'd fly over and just join up, just link up with the squad. Yeah.
Because all these players are doing pre-season where they are now. Probably.
Mark Foster says Bakayoko's going to Forest. Alanga's. I know Alanga's gone to Newcastle. Bakayoko, they were talking to Forest. Tim Weah, the deal was done, and the player went, nah, I'm all right, thanks, and didn't go. So until you've always got a chance. But clearly, Everton aren't in for him, are they? Otherwise, we'd have heard about it and he'd be here.
Well, we are, and we haven't heard about it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But there are others. Cubo is one who come out the other day. That came out at the end of May. First, it came out again the other day. Who knows? Be a good player. Steve P said he'd be our fastest player, but I'm talking about ball in behind. Pace. He is quick, but is he that quick? But ultimately, John would be our fastest player, so that place can't run. Although Barry's not slow, in all fairness.
I was quick in my day.
Yeah, so was I. But I'm talking sprinter. We haven't got any, have we?
No.
Got lads who can move quite clearly.
And ball carrying speed.
But we haven't got like a ball in behind.
Play the ball in behind
sprinter.
and he just runs away from you.
Yeah, it's an out ball, isn't it? That a lot of teams have got.
Yeah.
We'll see. We will see.
So when's Potter getting sacked then? Christmas,
October.
you reckon? That's him done then, isn't it?
He made a stupid decision. There's no money in the world could make me go to West Ham as a manager.
Yeah.
They don't know what they want.
Selling as well, aren't
And they're all over the place as an ownership.
they? They're selling, aren't they? Selling players. Yeah.
Oh, they're selling players, yeah. But he can reinvest that, can't he?
Yeah.
The Kudos money can come in and he can... Because they haven't got any money to spend. That was it. Lots of people saying, yeah, it's got to be a right winger. Nathan says, hello, guys, it's got to be a pacey.
Nathan.
Pacey right winger like Weah. I've never really felt the way, I think. He's like decent, but numbers aren't great. That's all. The McAtee rumours are something I like. Okay. Yeah. We need pace, Nathan, we do. And there's a lot out there. Adam says, loving the attire, Mr. Blaine.
Oh, yeah. Pet got these made.
Hello to Pip. Nathan says, just listen to John Sexton and talks. I think we dodged a bullet. They got away with it, Leon, didn't he?
Yeah, they're in Europe, aren't they?
Yeah. They haven't been relegated and all that. So, Lou says, afternoon, lads, managed to get tickets for the Roma game. Do you by any idea Sorry, do you by any chance have an idea of the best way to get there from Huyton? Train or drive and park? Because you're sort of...
Oh, wait, you know where it is?
Yeah, but you're the one who's done the travel videos.
Train
From Ped.
train to Lime Street, walk.
Yeah. Mendoza, the Maple Leaf Toffee, says priority, express pace right winger that can cross. Preferably natural right foot. Yeah.
Defo.
Stuart says, afternoon, gents, hope the studio isn't too hot. It's warming up now. We have
It's all right, isn't it?
the thing with the windows open and the fans being on for about 3 hours now. So,
Yeah, but that's just your fan, isn't it?
isn't it not hitting you?
No.
It should.
Every time we're on channel, whoever sat here tells you.
Well, not really, no. It's you. Because you moan about everything.
No, I don't.
You've got a thing in a way.
No, I'm getting a bit now.
I thought it was coming through. It was fired at an angle. Otherwise, I'd have just had it pointing at me. The worst thing about that was it wasn't even getting me knees. Because I thought it was going into the room.
Pro breeze.
Sasquatch.
I wonder what amateur breeze is like.
Do it. Well, that's it.
Yeah. I wonder what amateur breeze is like.
There
Yeah.
we go. Sasquatch is a blue, says, all right, lads, hope we're doing good. And made up, we got Big Baz in. Team close to Kalina's
Oh,
heart.
he's talking about you then.
And now, and now think we need to go and hard and fast and get this McAtee lad. He's genuine natural talent, broke through in a top quality team, which shows how good he could be. Also, another one who wouldn't need to move home. Yeah. Matt Kay is a new Premier member. Nice one, Matt. Welcome. Says finally got round to joining for the new season. Well done, mate. Stuart says, for me, the next one through the door should be a right winger unless something opens up that we can't refuse. We can just about manage in the middle at the moment, so next up should be the right. Yeah. Lou says, just sure Charlie Cresswell is available for around 15 million. Very impressed by his performances for England. Not so Perbalachi says, Roma game. Does the veterans game afterwards create a false situation with relation to people exiting the ground? Rather than 50,000 people leaving after the game, I'd expect maybe 25 to 40% to drift away before the end of the Legends game, creating a false buffer. Well, yeah, in short, it does. But Everton can't have a Legends game after every Premier League game, can they? That can't be a way to manage the fans, can it?
No.
Leaving. So it's the first time the club will have had just under 53,000 in the stadium doing everything that 53,000 people do in there. It's the first time it will have happened. People will come and go as it is, but that's the way it is. But hopefully the idea is 53,000 people won't be exiting after Premier League games at the final whistle, because the things will be open for you to stay around. So
what we're thinking, that we're only having a Legends game to keep people in the stadium.
no, it's just, but it does create he's right, he's absolutely spot on. It doesn't create a real thing, does it?
Less people will leave than would leave if it wasn't there. If we weren't having the Legends.
No, but that's
game,
what he's saying.
So it's not real.
So
It's just a point,
40% will maybe 40% will go,
give it half an hour or whatever.
and the others will give a bit of watch 20-25 minutes of the game.
So it is a curiosity when it's supposed to be a full capacity test, but it's not going to be a typical.
What if it's part of a different application? 2 games in one day.
But that's not what.
I still think they should have played.
Change the application.
Yeah. We have to accommodate the 2 games
So
in a
it's
day.
like magic weekends and things like that.
Oh, right.
See whether they cope.
So the implication being we've ticked the box for 1 game. Now we're going to tick the box for 2.
Yeah.
And the 1 game one wasn't very good, was it? At half capacity from a travel point of view.
No, but this will tick the box for both.
Yeah.
And then you'll say they've also had multiple games in a day at a stadium.
No, I mean I get it from Everton's point of view, but I think it will still make the very first full capacity game the real test of the infrastructure, won't it? Because everyone will. We don't know when everyone will arrive, but we know it'll all be in time for kickoff. But we also know as soon as the final whistle goes, unless you do something, they're all going to leave pretty much at the same time.
But I think a lot.
I mean, 5,000 people won't leave because they'll all be in the hospitality areas.
And then you'll have other. I won't walk out at final whistle.
Not literally.
I'll go down and get a drink or whatever.
That's what I mean. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
Is the Legends game, has it been announced if it's like a full 90 minutes? as well?
That's a good question.
Don't
know.
know. See, I don't think you don't need a 90 minutes for a Legends
No.
game. Half an hour each way,
Yeah,
it'd be
no.
sufficient,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
Because it just seems weird, 90 minutes, and want everyone to watch another 90 minutes of footy.
See, if you were doing it in like an ideal way, that would have been the precursor to the game, because
Yeah,
it
get
would
people
have
in.
people more likely to get in the ground early,
Yeah.
build up, go and watch the game up until the first team play, and then you watch the main game, what you're there for, and then you all go home.
Yeah.
It's the other way round. So
But if we're doing the other way around, one might expect, or
that might be, like Ped said, part of it, because it's a different application
Yeah.
to go, look, we can host multiple games.
yes, but maybe, just maybe near to the time, it's not too long away, we'll hear the things that the club are doing to get us to go early.
Go in early, you mean?
Yeah, things in the fans plaza or
What
whatever.
are they getting to make you stay?
Well,
Because that's
the
ultimately
Legends
what
game,
they're
isn't
saying.
it? No, I'm talking about that game.
for the other game.
So
yeah,
the Legends game is
Yeah,
to keep
I
you,
think people
keep you
get there
there
early
afterwards. Yeah. The Legends game is to keep you there afterwards. You're going to arrive a little bit early anyway to orientation and all that. But if they say there's stuff going on as well,
What would make you go early? What Everton are putting on?
nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So there's nothing they can be doing that'd make me go, I've got to get, unless they were bringing, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. 85 team are doing it, the bar or something, I don't know. But otherwise, really, or we were signing 3 players on the pitch at that time, you want to, whatever. Realistically, I'm going to go early because I want to experience it. First time we've ever done it. Let's get there early. Let's see what it's all about. Let's, we're sort of like the Southampton game.
Yeah.
I was there at bloody 9 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours, nosebleed to be there that early before
The
the
man who
game.
turns up
Don't want
5
to do
minutes
that
before
again, you know what I
kick-off,
mean? But maybe that's a new way. I've got to go to the game now.
Yeah.
Go in there a couple of hours early and doing whatever. We'll see. But
See, me and my missus has always been in the vicinity of the stadium a few hours before
Have
kick-off.
you?
Yeah. Well, because we drive and you don't want to...
no, I understand the reason. I'm just saying.
I'm with you. All the ticketing challenges, people have never used digital before, and all those sorts of things are all going to be on. How full is the stadium when the game kicks off? When actually, if you put the Legends game on first, but then you might argue, well, they're not going to run around too much, are they? So it's not like the pitch is going to get cut up or anything.
That's what I mean.
So it's a bit funny, interesting way around,
Yeah.
and it may very well be. Yeah, they have tried to do that.
The Legends game should be on first. It's ridiculous.
I know. Just
But
Shouldn't really be around the bush. It's
no, but like what you've said though, maybe that's a way they do it. That's a way to get around it.
It's actually stupid that the Legends game's on second.
which suggests it's leaning towards trying to keep people in the ground post-match and hoping that people will arrive
Disperse well,
pre-match in good order, which means they'll encourage us to do that.
Yeah. Lou says, did you see that O'Brien played against Barry in 2022 in the Belgian second division?
Yeah.
Small world.
Have you seen the photograph?
No. 2 giants together.
No. Barry scores, and in the centre of the penalty area is O'Brien with his head in his hands. Yeah.
Fair play. Blue Keely says wingers need to be next. In my opinion, should have been addressed years ago. Spot on. Derek says Weah, McAtee and Ricardo Rios. Mark Mack says I'm still scarred from the last Bakayoko. But if money is prioritised on the right wing and centre mid, I'd have Charlie and Tim as a battle for the old Dukes role. If they do play the same way as last year, I think it could be Tim's best position. Yeah, well, he likes to travel with the ball, doesn't he? Irabunum and him playing some of the riskier passes that he likes to play. That's where you play them.
Less damaging up there.
But you'd have to play high-risk passes up there. That's how you get through.
Yeah. Less damaging defensively, more damaging offensively. Yeah.
So, Adam
He
says...
has to mature up, doesn't he? I mean, in game...
He's got to play, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to play. Adam says, hi, lads, bit random, but I'm going to South America this autumn and wanted to see if there were any Evertonians based out there to watch 1 or 2 of our matches with in the likes of Sao Paulo or Rio. However, I can't find anything that looks like a fan club online anywhere in South America. Do you have any idea how I could reach out to people over there? Surely there must be some of us out there. Well, there is a Brazil Evertonians, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an account on Twitter,
Yeah.
X, whatever you want to call it, of Brazilian Evertonians.
There is.
Do it?
There is.
There is, yeah. So have a look on there. Maybe if you're going to Brazil, clearly you are Sao Paulo and Rio, then message them on it. If you're on X, Adam, message them and just ask for if there's any info. They know there will be some of them, definitely. There will be pockets in all of South America, but definitely I know I've seen them before. How many followers have they got?
It was like 8,000.
Yeah, so, you know, maybe worth hitting one of them up and seeing if they've got any info or they know where to go. Thomas Ed says, I think people forget that the last right winger Moyes bought for Everton was Kevin Morales, the type of right winger we'd all take now.
Yeah.
Rob says, afternoon lads, agree with you, Baz. We need 2 right wingers, one with blister and pace, i.e. a Bakayoko, etc., and maybe a McAtee, who for me is in the Arteta mould. Maybe cutting in would need a flying right back on the outside. Ideally, we need all 3, which gives us options for different patterns of play. Yeah, mate, definitely. Paul T says, I'm sure it's not the case, but I am worried we aren't moving quickly enough getting players in. Possibly. But if all of those conversations are ongoing, which they will be, then you just got to trust in them, haven't you? They got the Barry stuff done, didn't they? So, Rich Parry says, lads, 3 in before we go on tour. 2 will be starters and 1 will be a filler. Could be right, mate. I hope so. That'd make sense. Mark Mack says, imagine 24-hour live transfer show and no right winger signed. Heads will fall off. Oh, yeah. And Mike Cosgrove will be here. I don't want to know what he'll be demanding if the right winger doesn't come in. Kev Maloney says, once you have your targets identified, which should be done by now, the process series of emails and phone calls, and you can do dozens of those in a day. Get AI to do it for you. It shouldn't take that many calls and emails to get an answer. The only physical part of the process is the physical. Other sports do these deals so much quicker.
Do they?
I don't know. It's Kev. Kev's in Canada, so he'll have experience of other sports getting deals done, and things like draft day, John, which I watched on the plane to Minnesota, which was tremendous. But that you see
draft day when I was in the States,
and that shows you like how they do the deals.
It's a completely different
sport,
process. Yeah. It's a lot of centralised functionality in those leagues. You know, prices. The salaries, for example, are almost dictated by the league as much as anything else. I don't think it's as easy as people think. If they think, well, you can do things on the phone, and all that sort of stuff. The ultimate negotiation is typically done face to face. Yeah. Now, okay, in this day and age, maybe that means Zoom or whatever. But yeah, I think the challenge is if you're the only person talking to the player, it should be able to get done very quickly. So once you've got the player across the line of yes, it's you, I want to join, then you can't derail it down the track, really. So it's just get it done then, isn't it? And do it quickly before a player changes his mind. Yeah.
Blue Keely says, are there buses running from Lime Street for the Roma game, do you know? Or is it close enough to walk?
It's close enough to walk.
Yeah. Be close enough to walk.
It's half hour.
It's walk. Like 20. What is it? You've done it. Was it half an hour, Ped?
That's a
30-minute walk, mate. Gentle stroll.
Yeah.
That'll be lovely. Lovely August day.
And if you
might want to do it in October and November when it's launching it down.
And if it's blowing a gale, yeah.
But
that's all the stuff we're going to have to do, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin Johansson said, would you be happy if Everton presented Nene Dorgales and Bakayoko went to Forest? Well, he's another option, isn't he? He's quick, can score, sharp. There's lots out there, isn't there?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Kubo, I think a lot of people are really enthused by Kubo. Whether Everton are going for him, who knows? But he'd be an interesting one. A really interesting one.
Why?
The way he plays. And Japanese works like runs himself into the ground. But he's got a messy look about him, as in he's slight and he can go by plays. He's not in the same sentence as Lionel Messi.
He's exciting.
But you know what I mean. But he's bright with the ball and he gives us options. But there's lots out there. It's a big world. It's a big world, and they should have them. They should have them sorted. Jay says, I was asked this about my flexibility to interview football manager job in Sheffield. I said I can't manage Wednesday. Jay and his jokes. Steve P says, I'd be absolutely made up if we got Kubo, who's one of my favourite players to watch, one of the best dribblers around. Dribbles like Cherky, can ghost past multiple players in one move.
Happy days.
Got to get him though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Jake, yes, would be the answer. I would get him.
To who?
Vlahovic getting his contract terminated at Juventus because they just signed Jonathan David. He's only 25. Their top scorer from last season. They've just been at him because they
got someone else.
They don't like him, basically. United are favourites to get him because he's, be perfect, but he's going to be, he'd be, what, 300 grand a week or something, wouldn't he? But he's a good player. Blue Keeley, no idea when the other legends will be announced. No idea. Kev Maloney says you could do a concert with a local band every game to make the exit a trickle.
Quite possibly. Stuff is going to go on in the plaza, isn't it? Needs to be a bit more.
Not when it's pissing down in November, it ain't, John.
There's no cover yet, is there? So they've got to sort that out as well.
Sweet.
Took 20, 30, 40 years to get cover in the Park End, didn't it? So.
Jay says, made up to see Terry Barry coming. Well done, Everton. Now on to the next one. Post July the 1st, no excuses. Yeah. Just crack on, isn't it? Crack on. SpongeBob on the super chat, thank you very much, mate, says, things are looking up, lads. Glad you're back, John. I trust Moyes as this in hand. I like the new way we are conducting business. It's refreshing. I mean, the other thing as well is this could be all, like, he could have 3 all sorted, couldn't he? And they're in the final knock-ins and it just hasn't got out there because it's sorted away. And that is better than going, you know, Everton have agreed that here we go with James McAtee and he signs in August. You know, it's dragged on and it's dragged on. You'd want them to say, you know, it is him.
It's done.
Here we go. Everton have agreed a deal with, let's keep using Kubo. Let's cite it, Kubo it into the universe that it's real. Everton have agreed a deal with Real Sociedad for Kubo, player travelling to Merseyside for a medical. That's what you want. And you'd be like, oh my God, he's here tomorrow. And that's what you're hoping for.
Absolutely.
And let's listen, who knows? Let's hope it is that. Because they're the ones that do.
We did Barry just to make sure Roma was sold out, so that's sorted.
Well, there you go. I mean, me and Pat had this discussion like yesterday, about last night it was about because someone was on saying they're like so excited with the Barry sign and all that, like brilliant. And it's like a bit of that excitement goes with players because you just hear about it so far away, and it's like I was liken it to, you know, when someone's having a baby and they find out the sex. That's not like I personally don't agree. I think you should just wait because I think it keeps that excitement. But I understand people do it from a financial thing and all that. But it's almost like, oh yeah, she's had the little boy or the little girl or the, you know what I mean? You just go, oh yeah, all right, yeah. Whereas like when someone has a baby, what did they have?
You want that binary reveal, don't you? And the answer is granddaughter.
No, what I mean is I just mean it's that when you've known about it, it's sort of like, oh great, they've done it right. Do you know what I mean with that excitement thing? Or if it's like a Christmas present, oh yeah, I'm getting an
Xbox.
I'm getting PlayStation, John. Come on, I'm getting a PlayStation for Christmas in October. And then, I wonder what this is. And then you're like, they've got me play. You know what I mean? You know you're getting it, it's still good. But you've known about it and it's all the excitement sort of gone out of it. Whereas, like, if it just hits that the deal's been done and it's going to be concluded.
And it is with a shirt. Yeah.
You know, that's my opinion.
That's the best way.
That's sort of the best way to create that buzz and that excitement. But we'll see. I don't know whether that's real anymore because there's so many people around the deal that... I mean, we had it yesterday. Didn't we? We knew that he was flying over for a medical because he'd been put in, but his people, the people around him, put the thing out of him, signing his medical forms and being in the Titanic, so you know. And then there's like contractors working on the new stadium, taking pictures of him, trying the shirt on him. So you know what I mean? So you're never going to fully be able to go.
Yes.
We haven't got the people savvy enough.
But...
Why is the North Stand the backdrop for the player things? Why is it not the South Stand?
I don't know.
Just wondered.
No idea. But, you know, that's the sort of thing, isn't it? That's that'd be really good. I think if you could start getting back to those things where they're just done, that would be amazing. Like I said, I don't know if it's real because there's that many people that are with these, you know, with
People
the
who know
players.
stuff.
Yeah. And they can't hold their own water.
Haircuts and everything, mate.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, someone did tell us he was booked in for a haircut a couple of days ago,
Yeah,
didn't
the
he?
last time I was on the live, we got
Tuesday.
it. Yeah.
The lad said on
Also,
Tuesday.
We saw him at the ground, but now I suspect that person must be a time traveller.
Yeah.
But this was on Tuesday. He said he's booked in for a haircut.
I sent Baz the picture yesterday of him having his hair.
And he was having his haircut yesterday, so fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Someone told us where he was going on holiday.
Yeah.
And he got right.
They were? Well, exactly, yeah. Faza in 1992 says the kick-off for the summer series or whatever is mad, because one's at 11:30. It's 11:30 here. It's not 11:30 in the States.
Yeah. Because Ped doesn't get up then.
Well, I'm mad because they should actually be really probably an hour later. Really. Like, we kick off at 4 o'clock on the Saturday and
It's 9
it's
o'clock
going to be
tonight.
warm. Really.
Yeah.
It should have been 5 where it might be slightly cooler. That would have been 10 here. So, yeah. Matthew Hook says feels like Everton need 5 to 6 new players. And the rest. Mark 1878 says travel is not part of the stadium safety certificate. You're absolutely right, mate.
Now, the consequences of it not being very good, though. And there's a difference between stadium and the area, isn't there? That's the point.
Yeah. Emma says there's a park and ride from Bootle for £2. The bus had no problems for the testament.
Whoa.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Where you've gone.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay. Jamie Boswell says, I'm living in Slovakia, lads. As always, love your work. Got my mum here on holiday watching this with me.
Excellent.
Hello to Jamie's mum. Enjoy Slovakia.
Bet she's got a real name.
Do you want me to just guess it?
No?
Okay.
Jamie will tell us.
Yes, it.
Just guess it.
Mary.
No, hang on, Jamie. So
Claire.
therefore, yeah, Claire's not a bad one. Or who did you say?
Mary.
No.
Linda.
Ped's gone Linda. Actually, Jamie's mum doesn't sound like a Linda.
Come on, Jamie.
Hang on, Jamie. What are we
Well,
saying?
you gone
Jamie's
with
living in
Claire.
Slovakia.
You've gone with Claire, so you haven't gone with your own, have
All
you?
right, I'm thinking. Come on, I'm trying to be like.
He's waiting for it to pop
Jamie's in Slovakia. I'm not, because look, I'm not even touching it. That's from ages ago. Jamie's in Slovakia, living there, so therefore Jamie's probably late 20s, early 30s. So Linda. So Jamie's mum might be between late 40s to mid 50s. So them names, I'm gonna go with. Let's go with Paula.
Nice.
Let's go with that.
Come on, Jamie.
Linda, Paula, Claire,
Mary.
I'm not having
Mary
Mary.
Mary and its derivatives.
Or Emma. Could be Emma.
So Maria would be okay.
It could be Emma. Yeah, Maria's timeless.
Yeah.
That name. Dylan's gone with Barbara. No, I'm not having that. Come on, Jamie's mum. Update us what your name is.
First time out. Right. They sent up programs content now.
Sil or Side Cordus says the prices for drink and food in the new ground are absolutely disgusting, in my honest opinion. But let's hope that they've had a little look. Well, have a look and reduced it from what it was for the last test event, because they are.
Because that was a partial
They're gonna miss out.
menu, wasn't it?
They're gonna miss out on revenue
Stuff.
because you can just get it outside. So you're gonna miss out. Don't be silly. You know, price it where people go, it's a little bit, but I'm all right with it, and the club will get. You know, come on, be sensible with it. JL23 says any talk about backup goalkeeper. Mark Travers from Bournemouth is the one that seems to have grabbed a lot of traction.
Yeah.
3.5 million, I think it said. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Where are we? Come on, Jay, where are you? Sandra is his mum's name.
Wow.
And that was my first thought. And then I thought,
Yeah.
no, because I've got an auntie Sandra, but she's just slightly older than that. I was thinking, but it's a Welsh family. His family's Welsh. Welsh family.
Andrew is the
Live in
Welsh
Elsford.
Belinda.
There you go. There you
I think
go.
Mary's closest.
We had
to
a
Linda,
Karen, a
which is-
Gail, a Joanna Tracy. Did anyone have a Sandra? I'm not going down that far. June, not too old. Julie, not a bad one. Sarah, Barbara, Teresa.
with or without a H.
Without it. That was it. So fair play.
So welcome.
That was yeah, welcome. Welcome, Sandra. Hope you're having a lovely time in Slovakia with Jamie. Joker 013 SSB says, I wouldn't mind if Moyes gave Armstrong his chance. The kid did wonders at that.
They want him back, though.
Well, he will. He will give him a chance. He said he will. It's up to him, isn't it? Like all of them. Go out there, do well, and make the manager think, actually, because he's going to be playing against 3 Premier League teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can you make a bit of a can you make
Make
a
an
dent in it?
impression, yeah.
Thing he did, didn't he? Kobe Manu did when he played for United over there. And then he'd done well, and they were like,
Now they want rid.
right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, but we'll see. Annabelle's in the comments
Hooray!
and says, got my tickets for the AS Roma game. Just need someone to take me now. Annabelle, on a slightly different note, emailed John.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Um,
Because when we did the live and you told us the challenges,
about listening to the games and stuff.
we said we'd engage with the club, and we have done. We've got an answer for you. So give me a shout.
Yeah, give John a shout and he'll go through it with you. Thomas says, Baz, can you honestly see us bringing in 8 or 9 before the window closes? I reckon, I said, and I've been consistent with this, it was going to be 8 players in, at least, in this window.
So how many have we done?
And we've done, can I really include Alcaraz?
Yeah.
We've done 2 then. Not including Garner and all. It
You're
was
not
8.
counting
So-
signs.
No,
No.
it was 8 players from the players who we weren't going to have this season. So we've got Alcaraz and we've got Thierno, Barry. So
So it was 8 who are not
but I still
currently
think
at the club.
I still think there'll be another 7.
That's a mad number, isn't it? Then?
Well, one's a goalie,
True.
and it might be 2 goalies
That's also
because we
true.
lost 2. So that takes it to 5.
Sure.
2 right wingers takes it to 3.
Yeah, it's not.
A left back takes it to 2. A centre mid takes it to 1. If Chimiti goes out, we have to bring
Another one.
another striker in. There's the 7. It can quite quickly
You just on your priorities.
gone down. No, but that's what I mean. It can quite easily. And if he wants, went for a right back, I don't think he will now. But so if you get it, it won't be 7 signings. It'll be, I imagine, we'll probably have 2 to 3 loans.
That's
So that takes
also
it
true.
back to 4. Then if you bring in a 3, that takes it to 3. So you're only buying 3 more players. That's not a lot.
Loans often go late in the window.
Of
don't they?
course, yeah. Of course. Don't know about Tagliafico. Been linked with us heavily, hasn't he? He's free, he's a left back. Josh Brownhill, seen that a couple of times because he's free, isn't he? It seemed that he was basically Deitch's boy, wasn't he? Deitch was all over him, obsessed with him.
He feels like a West Ham player, though, to me.
29, isn't he now?
I just see him go to West Ham.
But Potter have him in now.
Done well, though, like, stats-wise, didn't he, last year?
Last year he got 18 goals in the Championship or something crazy, but when he was in the Premier League,
Doesn't do it.
no. Yeah. Danny Bryan says, you think Everton are going for the Super League Magic weekend? Yeah, they are,
Definitely.
aren't they? But it's not, it's taken for this season. I think it's back at Ellen Road. It was St James's Park last season.
We're having the test match.
I think
aren't we?
it's Ellen Road this season, but I think Everton won it for
But we're having the test
26,
match, aren't we?
27.
So it would
Yeah.
make sense with the relationship for the next one, or the next one that's available, to be us, which would
Yeah.
be tremendous because it's a great stadium for that.
Well, I think that's the
Yeah.
plan is for 26-27 season for the Magic weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Michael Ring says, do you know if they'll have Spider Cam at the new stadium? Is that the thing that goes
Yeah, on the
all
wire.
the wire?
Yeah,
Don't know, not heard. Do we want that?
yeah.
Do we? Okay.
We want the best TV experience.
We want it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, do
Yeah.
you want? Like, I don't want it.
Well, because we're in the ground, aren't we?
No. I'm well aware whatever I want.
Season, you got what you want.
Everton don't want.
We
Everton
want a
don't
great
on a winger.
in-person experience.
I don't think we'd actually be paid for it.
No. We want the best in-stadium experience and the best watching on TV experience.
Dash pipe's gone in hard here, says.
We need more live matches on telly.
Says Chimiti is awful. He's not the answer to anything. And I don't know how you
Awful.
can make that
That's a curious observation.
That's a strange one.
Yeah.
What I've seen, he looks like he's got loads of promise.
Yeah.
Fair play. Each to their own, eh? Joker says, I'm surprised Branthwaite's staying, but I'm absolutely made up that he is. Okay.
He had options there.
Connell, I would love Jacob Ramsey, if I'm being honest. I think he's exactly what Everton need. Thought we might have had a chance of getting him before the 30th of June, but I don't know what our numbers were like to be able to get him, because Villa were looking like they may have to do something. And they did. They sold part of the women's team to get over PSR,
That's
I think.
right, yeah.
Because there's lots of rumours that he's going.
Anyway.
But I think he's exactly legs and energy from midfield. I think he's a really good player. But I don't know what they'd want for him. The amount they'd want for him, I'm not sure.
Substantial.
Mark Travers, decent keeper as a number 2.
He's never going to get a game, really.
Well, you'd like to think he wouldn't be.
Yeah. Not in the league anyway.
You know. So. Yeah. There you go. Alex is a bit excited to see Chimiti go out on loan. Yeah.
Championship.
The Europa League games, first round games, do start tonight.
Do they? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's for
Champions League last night,
pre-season.
wasn't it?
Eh?
It
It was the Champions
Champions League qualifying last night. Yeah.
Was it?
Ian from the Clock says, why would you pay money for a backup keeper? Because if he's 26 years of age and you think he might be decent for a few years, you have to buy him, don't you? Otherwise, you're getting 37 and 38-year-olds. And what happens if Jordan Pickford got injured or got sent off and was suspended for 3 games or whatever?
Well, months.
You know,
Get injured.
no, but that's what I mean. If you got an injury, then you're going to go with Fabianski, who's 40 or something, or so that's why. But you'd see, wouldn't you? Ian Murphy wants Ramsey, Kubo, McAtee and Ricardo Rodriguez.
Sorted. What's
Fair
the problem?
play. Why wouldn't you? Joker says, do you think we'd ever play 2 strikers this season? I don't think he'd change to having 2 up front. But there may be times when
They'll be on the pitch together, but
there'll be times when they're probably on the pitch together, yeah. So, because don't forget, we're going to need, the plan, as far as I'm aware, and it might change, is for Chimiti to go out on loan. And therefore, like me and Ped were saying yesterday, that lends itself then to needing a third option. Last season we had 4 strikers, and then from January till the end of March we had 1, because 3 of them were injured. So you need one, but it might be someone who can go through the middle or play wide for you, so a hybrid. Richarlison obviously came up because he can do both. It might be we need something like that to come in on loan. So there might be times when he goes with 2. There might be times, who knows? Go with 3. Play 3 up there. Be really wild. No, I don't know. I mean, if people have gone, we should just play 3 at the back, but he's never done that.
No.
He's never done it. So why would he all of a sudden go to something he's never done just to make sure we can have 2 strikers up there? He's probably more likely to go 4-4-2.
Yeah.
If anything, but I don't know. Pickford can be sold for 30. Why would we sell Pickford though? For Mark Travers?
No.
You're winding me up now, aren't you? You're winding me up. B says, when are we getting Zinchenko? Mark Doyle says...
Your body language then.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean, are we getting Zinchenko? Mark Doyle says, send Chimity on loan as part of the deal to get Ivanovic from Millwall, the young, big, powerful young striker. James Graham, Fabian Luis has been unbelievable for years. Tremendous footballer.
There's lots of them out there.
Baz van Tilburg says Messi's on a free. On loan. Like, when their season finishes.
$750 a week, yeah.
No, on loan. Pay half of it. So we're getting you fifth for the World Cup, mate.
True.
Won't play for 2 months. Kev Maloney says, for the pricing of food and drinks at the Hill Dickinson, you need to have different levels. A hot dog or small pie and drink for around a £5, but make the £15 and £20 options look really boss to upsell to people. I mean, that is how you do it. You have different levels, and if you think, I want a chicken satay and chips for 11 quid, I'll get it. Or if you get in and think, I want a pie for 4 quid, you pay it. 4 quid, I mean, even too much for a pie, but there you go. You know, or a pie and a pint is £5.50 or something, you know what I mean? And people go, yeah, I'll have that. Give the options, that's what the whole point is there.
They'll do
it. David Earl says we still need another 8 players. Jake says there is debate online about whether we need another striker or not. Chimity's going out on loan by the looks of it, so we do need another. Unped said yesterday about a Richarlison type who can play multiple positions and will play games also. Makes the most sense. It's got to, hasn't it? Because then that does a couple of jobs at once, doesn't it? Paul, doesn't have to be Richarlison, but someone who can do that kind of role. Or just go and get Luka Jovic, who's free. Paul Williams says, taking my daughter to her first ever Everton men's match against Roma. She can't wait. She's only 10 and already a true blue. She's looking forward to going to Goodison Park again for the Women's Super League next season. It's been a great way to get her ready for the crowds. Good. Martin says they used the North stand because there's still covers on the south for the painting. Saw that on the side. There was covers as well. I'm not sure what they were doing.
Yeah.
So, Kev Maloney says Kubo isn't just a great sounding name and has a movie named after him. Paul Gold says I'm off as soon as the main game is done with regards to the Legends game. Mark Mack says if Totti's on the Roma Legends, no one will be going early. Yeah,
true.
Be good to see Totti, wouldn't it? Wayne Rooney, Kale. I mean, I don't know.
Where's the line drawn on legend? I don't mean by whether they're legends, but by age.
Whether you're fit enough to run around, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you fit enough? Who knows?
So many could turn up then.
Got to be fit though, haven't you? Toffee Jedi says, announce McAtee. Steve Williams said, who said sell Pickford? Ban him from the channel. No.
Don't do bans, do we? Much.
Yeah. There's a lot of people aren't happy with the Sell Pickford shout. I'm leaving them to it. I'm leaving them to it. B says, bring Richard Arlison in. Stuart Walker says the Richarlison type we need is Richarlison. Bring him home.
Big risk.
Sinisius says, anybody know if the Hot Wok will be ready for the Roma game?
Hot Wok do.
Yeah, but I ain't got him.
Go ask him.
Yeah. MB says the real question is, are we going to see Tony Hibbert?
Yeah.
You going for a yes, John?
Yeah. Come on, Tone.
Jamie says, sorry, last time, lads, my mum is over the moon. You've mentioned her name. She said, thanks. She's truly grateful. Well, tell Sandra to have a lovely time in Slovakia.
Yeah.
Have a great day. You with Jamie. Enjoy it.
And when she gets home, click subscribe.
Yeah. Make sure she's sub, by the way, Jay. TJR1504 says, am I forgetting someone or do we still need a right back? Also need a left back. Well, we need a left back. We have got 3 right backs. So
It's not top of the priorities, is it?
No.
Right back of me.
Yeah. Robbie says Rooney is not an Everton legend.
No.
I mean, he's only one of the greatest footballers ever. Probably England's greatest ever footballer. And he's an Evertonian. And he come through Everton's academy and played for Everton and all of that stuff. And then came back and was Everton's top scorer again.
Started his career with us, finished it with us.
So he's not a bad player. If you're only going for legends, then why is Jack Yelker playing? I love Jack's. It's well
Dunk will
known.
play, won't he?
Do it.
Dunk will play.
Dunk should play. He's a legend. He played part in the last legends are people who win trophies. Then, if that's what you're going to define.
Well,
it by.
we played this game before, haven't we? How do you define it? But yeah, absolutely. Can you fail to be a legend if you've never won anything?
Someone's just mentioned Tony Hibbert.
He's a legend.
Tony, in his own month's time, he's not a legend, is he?
Not really, no.
Do anything.
No, that's right.
If you're going to break it down like that.
But if you broke it down about winning things, then people...
Then it can only be the 85 or the 95 team, can't it? So, yeah. Yeah. But Blue Lewis, he's a legend, isn't he, as a footballer?
Wayne Rooney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's an Evertonian. And he played for us twice. And came back and was Everton's top scorer again.
With a hat-trick.
So it depends. If you're saying Tony Ibbert's an Everton legend, but Wayne Rooney isn't, then fine. Fine. Different levels, I guess, isn't it? Yeah. Ozzy will play.
Yeah,
Ozzy's
Ozzy.
a really good player and was really good. Is he an Everton legend? No, but that's what I'm saying. People are like, this is the thing, isn't it?
In this context, legends is...
I'm saying Ozzy
played
should
for
play.
you.
Legend is somebody who can still put boots on.
That's what it'll be defined as.
It's someone who's played for us in the past, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Hibbert, the likes of Hibbert should, Osman should play, and really Pienaar should play if he could, because them three, just basically, it was just they're not coming back anymore.
Yeah.
Didn't he? They they didn't get like, I know, whatever you stand on a testimonial type, but they just sort of got. Oh yeah, they're not renewed their contracts. And both of them have played for us forever. So if they're fit enough, absolutely get them on. Let's not go down that road. You know.
Send in your legends team.
Gaspipe says Coleman isn't a legend, Baines isn't a legend. Well, that's it, isn't it? So if you judging it by legends, are trophy-winning players.
Whoever's saying they're not legends needs to define what they mean by legend.
No, but that's it. Well, he said legends win trophies.
Oh, okay.
And that's been, I think, the universal.
But not everyone who wins a trophy is a legend.
No, but the legendary because they played in a trophy-winning team. That's what it.
In goal.
The what?
Who plays in goal?
There's only Nev.
Forget legends. Just who plays in goal.
Nah, it's a man.
That man can't play.
I know.
Isn't the Masters one? It's that.
Paul Gerrard, the Masters goalie.
Yeah. Joel
Robles, get him back.
Yeah.
Jan Muche.
Joao Virginia. Yeah.
Ciao, give Ciao another game.
Where's he gone?
Hang on, just leave Pickford in. As long as he hasn't had too much to do against Roma's first team, just playing the second one. I actually haven't got a clue. Tim Howard,
yeah, good shout.
Everton can't get him to do it in America, so he's going to come over and do one at the new ground.
Yeah, but first class search.
Get Preki in goal. Just mix it all up. It is going to be mad, isn't it? It is going to be mad because, like, your goalies, who have you got to choose from?
Very few.
Really? It's who's still sort of, you know, Begovic, big beggars.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
Is he looking to go somewhere, or is he just retired now?
Leicester.
No, Leicester. He's
gone to Leicester.
With Big Daichi. Get El Ghazi back, Blue said, yeah. El Ghazi and Ruben Vinagre. Get them back in. Them legends. Oh, what a play.
Nias will have to
Isn't it going to be mad, though, right? That...
No, Nias will have to play.
Well, someone said Nias is playing.
Turn up with his boots.
Yeah.
That's what he did at the last game.
Where's me locker?
Robbie, we're not going to have all our team. We're not going to have any players then, mate, if you only want someone who give all to one club, are we?
That's someone else's criteria.
That's Robbie, who obviously doesn't like Rooney. That's fine. No issue with that.
Sell Pickford as well.
No, Gaspipe was trying to sell Pickford. So really, we're going to have Tony Hibbert and Leon Osman.
Yeah.
Army. And, well, Seamus.
Who's taller? Because they can play in goal.
Seamus Coleman. So Baines is out, Jags is out,
Yeah.
Howard's out.
Morales is out.
Yeah, all of them are gone.
They're
So
all
who
gone.
else? Who else have we had who's played one club? Very few, haven't we? So be Roma Legends versus 4 Everton players. Mick Lyons will play. Get Cuca Martina in. Give him a go. He's pro. Someone put Donny van der Beek, centre mid.
Andy van der Meijden.
Yeah. That'll be a funny
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Bring his dog on.
Get Delhi back.
Yeah.
Let's see him actually play a game in an Everton
I
kit.
think he'd be fit for it.
No, we would. It'd be good to see him playing a game in an Everton kit, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Again.
It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? It's all a bit of fun. Get Anders. It's where the problem is, right? When you're doing these kind of games, it's what levels, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
How
So
much?
it's like that thing when like the kids play against the older fellas. Like it's like there's no real point. So how do you do it? Do you know what I mean? When you're trying to put a Legends game, you're like, what? Well, is anyone asked about winning? You know what I mean? And Reed's already said it's about winning. That's really.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, who's going to be fit enough to run round that big owl pitch? You know, and if Roma turn up with 36-year-olds and 150-year-old and 140, and Everton are all 55 plus, then we're getting battered out. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you balance it?
Players-
Have you all got to come up and do a bleep test?
Yeah. Players who are playing recently.
Per Kroll's up doing keepy up, says Paul.
James.
Yeah.
What?
Joe says Craig Dawson from last season. I mean, he's one of our top goal scorers. Get him in. James, yeah, get him in.
James would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It is crazy, isn't it? The tactical edge, says Niago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naismith.
Which one? All the Naismiths. Ashley Young. Ashley Young.
Run it.
Do it.
He'd run it.
Billy Etanoff.
Mm.
EF says get Pedding.
Let's get the side. Break him out.
They've asked you to play.
Break him out.
Break him out. Prison, isn't he?
Yeah.
The Chinese have got the, you know, they've got this thing they say. Yeah,
You couldn't have Materazzi because he was only here for 1 year. He didn't win anything.
I'd have Materazzi against Roma.
No, I'd
that'd be,
have him in, but I'm saying by some
people.
people's definition, Materazzi can't play.
He'd go nuts.
Get Sean Dyche back as the manager. Right, on that note, I'm going. That's just finished me. Brought him back into it. It's gone. Innit? The game's gone. Game's gone.
You brought it back in.
It's there. You know. Next, they'll be asking for Woney and Stoney. James Rodriguez for the Legends game says Andy 84 AFC just to finally see him in blue. Martin, we can't. I mean, Ped just said Lee Tai. We can't get Lee Tai. He's otherwise engaged at the moment, isn't he? You know, Lou says, I wonder if Baines will play with him being a first team coach. Would be a disaster if he got a bad injury. I mean, can we think,
We'll be sitting in the sun.
can we just think positively first and foremost? Let's hope he's not getting let's hope no one's getting a bad injury. It's just a Legends game. He should just be walking around.
They'll have a bit of cramp, maybe, and that'll be it.
Lou says the fume if Strach or Nias don't play.
Yeah.
Can we get Mopai to the Legends game, says Kev. Martin says Tim Howard has to be in goal. Yeah, Trenther on one wing.
This time.
Yeah, Distan, yeah, absolutely.
Good
He's
call.
fit as well. Distan can play the whole game. Does Iron Man things and everything. No. But we could have Trenther on one wing and Van der Meijden on the other and see who parties the best. The Titanic would be like that. Them two knock off going. Imagine it. Right, make sure you like, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you're a Premier member, we'll see you later. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.